Hi, we continue with our discussions on internal auditing of ISO 9001. Previously, we talked about various types of audit, which include process-based vertical audit, department-based vertical audit, and horizontal audit. We also mentioned that there are advantages and disadvantages for each type of audit, and these selections it will be based on the types of the organizations as well as the circumstances, with the principle that the selected type of audit will bring the greater impact towards the overall performance of the organizations. Even for the same organizations, under different circumstances or at different time, the audit type to be selected may vary as well. Today, we're going to talk about the common findings or observations as acquired during the audit exercise. There are quite a number of the findings and observations, which are normally expectable in various amounts or combinations after the auditing section. I hope this can bring you some guidance. For the auditors, probably these are the areas that you might want to look into. As for the auditee, you might also want to pay attention onto this to minimize your NCR or OFI. Now, first category is related to the documentations and records. This is particularly common when your organizations is freshly adopting the ISO 9001. There will be a lot of areas of fine-tuning, particularly in terms of the control documents, such as guideline, standard operating procedures, SOP, forms, and etc. Now let us quickly go through one by one. Obsolete or uncontrolled documents or form still in use, meaning that there is low control or coordinations of the documents or forms. Particularly, there is a mixture of usage of the new and old forms. We had these similar issues before ISO, when the control is relatively loose. Then you will encounter various versions of forms. It is especially when the design of the form or the layout looks quite identical with minor changes, which make it quite difficult to detect whether the form is already obsolete. Now, after the implementations of ISO, they came up with a solution. Normally, they leave a footnote underneath the form. It's either at the left-hand side or at the right-hand side. The form versions as well as the valid date. Another thing here is the centralized way we can acquire the form through the online system, with a culture that whenever we need the form, we download from that online system instead of recycling the previous form that being used, so that we always stay updated with the latest forms and documents. Next is the error and ambiguity or lack of clarity in SOPs. This is also particularly common during the fresh implementations of ISO 9001. Now, our experience here is during the first ISO internal audit, we found a lot of NCR and OFI, and a majority of it is due to the error, ambiguity, or lack of clarity in SOP. This will lead to a process of fine-tuning the control document when all those errors surface. This may also due to the emphasis, where during our first cycle of auditing, we were told that to emphasize onto the SOPs and the control document. From there, we did a detailed check onto all the control documents, and that was the outcome. a lot of NCR and OFI on this part.